Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while I shared with you a Football Manager 2023 tactic. So in today's video I'm going to share with you a tactic that took us with Bayern Munich all the way to the Champions League final. This tactic is designed for elite teams. So if you're playing a top team, save, or you've gone longer in your Football Manager career, save, and then you have a lot of wonder kids and you just want to try it out and then express yourself, see how many goals you can go on to score, this is going to be the tactic for you. We'll play through the Champions League final to see how the tactic works in game. I do hope we go on to win that final. The UEFA Champions League final is often very difficult in Football Manager. So if you're new to the channel, remember to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when more Football Manager tactic videos do come out here like this on DarkHorse FM. I go on to share Football Manager hints and tips as well. So if you're looking for that, check through my channel. You find a lot of videos that you need or find helpful for Football Manager 2023. So straight to the data hub then, looking at how our tactic performed throughout the season, looking at our team's general performance, we did go on to score 3.12 goals per game, so that's guaranteed when you're playing with this tactic, 3 goals per game, and then we only conceded 1.18, so you will concede just the odd goal, I think, throughout the season, but we had a goal concession of 1.18, which is something that I would say, okay, I probably want it to be 0, but in real football I don't know how many teams concede only 0 goals. Looking at amounts of expected goals, non-penalty goals is 2.23 per game. Defensively it's been quite solid. You can see that we concede only like less than 10 fouls per game. We concede very few amount of goals. I know we are Bayern Munich, but I do expect that in this case this should be 0, to be honest, maybe 0.5 per game. That's going to be good for me, but 1.18 is not so bad as well. We're expected to concede only 1.07, so we've slightly gone above our XG for conceding goals there, but not so bad altogether. We'll look at the way our players perform with this tactic, and just guaranteeing everybody, I did switch my squad selection view to show selection info. So looking at everybody, Joshua Kimmich has the highest amount of goals? No, obviously not. That can't be right. Okay, 2. Highest amount of assists is Joshua Kimmich, and then Kingsley Coman, Thomas Muller, and Jamal Musiala do have good amounts of assists with this tactic. But looking at the goals there, we can see that Musiala, the one that is going to play in the number 10 role for this tactic, has 33 goals in the season and then 12 assists. So that's like an astronomical level of performance from the number 10 in Jamal Musiala. Muller also has it in there in 25 goals. He's going to be playing as my main striker. And then Mane as well, Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, they do chip in with double figures as well. Choupo-Moting, I kid you not, goes on to score 12 goals, and then Kingsley Coman is in there throughout the season. So everybody gets a run in. You can see Matthias de Ligt also, and this Matisse Tel, I don't think I forgot. He managed to score like 3 goals. Must be an interesting player. Let's just take a look at him. Is he a wonder kid? Wow, he's an interesting player. 18 years of age, determination 17. Am I just knowing about Matisse? Anyway, back to the video. In all competitions we did fairly okay. We did get knocked out in the semi-final of DFB Pokal by Borussia Dortmund, but we won the German Super Cup, and then we're in the Champions League final, of course. And then in the league we lost 5 times, but we had a goal difference of 66. Looking at the team stats, then we can see that Bayern Munich had the most amount of goals with 106 and 2.32 points per game. The most shots taken, the most or the fewest shots against as well. In Bayern, again in the Bundesliga, I do expect that Bayern is supposed to do well, but this is quite good considering how badly my spells with big teams has always been in Football Manager. It's somehow still difficult, even if you're managing an elite team, to try and dominate games all the time. Looking at possession, we do have 50% average possession, so the tactic is not a possession-based tactic. It's more about trying to get the ball as soon as possible into the back of the net. It's a highly attacking tactic. So guys, this is the system, the 4-2-3-1 system. I did go on to call it the Champions League 4-2-3-1 just because it actually took us to the Champions League. I should work on my naming ceremony a lot more, but this is the tactic here. It's very simple, old school football really. And then you have wing backs on automatic duty. I didn't settle for a support or attack because I just wanted the tactic to be really simple. The sweeper keeper is on support duty in this case, and he has been asked to take more risk. That's a traditional instruction for the sweeper keeper on support. Anyway, I went for a central defender on defend duty and a ball playing defender on defend. The central defender has the pass and shorter instruction just to try and remind him that he's not supposed to do anything too fancy. And then my wing backs on automatic duty, they have just been asked to run with the ball, try and get ahead, try and cross the ball. Because if you look at our wide attackers, inside forward and inverted winger on attack duty are the 2 roles that I'm using. But you notice that my inverted winger on attack duty has been asked to play more direct passes, take more risks, try and act like a playmaker on the wide side, and it's also been asked to cross a lot more often. We have a deep line playmaker and a defensive midfielder combination in the DM role, and the defensive midfielder has just been asked to play on defend, and then the deep line playmaker just to play on support as well. no internal instructions to try and complicate anything. In the number 10 role, I went for a role that I haven't used too often in Football Manager. That's basically why I kind of created this tactic. I wanted to create a tactic that revolves around the number 10. As you can see in Jamal Musiala getting the most goals, he has been asked to play as the Trequartista in this tactic. And right ahead of him, you have Thomas Müller playing as the poacher and attack. Often this used to be Choupo-Moting, once in a while just kind of throw him in there. But Müller, more often than not, because he's a poacher, he's not supposed to roam around and drift too much, even though he's one of the best space investigators in the game. He's just basically standing in the penalty box and trying to nick those chances, more like a tap-in merchant, that kind of role. And then in the general team mentality here, I went for attacking for the general team mentality because we want to play on the front foot all the time. And then in possession, the team has been asked to be more disciplined, try to play as a unit in attack. I noticed that most people think that being more disciplined means that your team is going to try to be slightly more defensive, but that's not really the case here. It means that everybody's going to be working towards the same goal. Nobody's going to be trying anything out of the box. And then the attacking width for this tactic is fairly wide. All the other instructions are less blank. I kind of noticed that it works well in Football Manager that way. So in transition, I did go for the counter-attacking instruction and then distribute the goalkeeper being asked to distribute the ball to the fullbacks and to the centre backs. Counter press, I didn't really check this option. I noticed I'm kind of enjoying the game without the option of counter press selected, and it kind of does wonders for me. So in out of possession instruction, then we've been asked to play with a high press and a higher defensive line. Team press is just the more often trigger press, and then no other instruction has been selected. That's basically how the team is set up to go. That's the tactic, very simple. I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can download the tactic for yourself and test it out and see how you play with a Trequartista in your team. We'll go over to the Champions League final now and see how well we do against Manchester City. It's really a tricky one, so I hope that we do go on to win that game. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember to hit the subscribe button and also leave a like on the video. And if you have any comments about another tactic or this tactic in particular, you can let me know in the comment section. So it's time for the final. Finger crossed for this one. I hope that the tactic goes on to work. Let's see how our 4-2-3-1 system actually plays out in the Champions League final against Manchester City. Oh, it's a big occasion. I actually do like the Champions League match, the Champions League entrance on Football Manager 2023. Oh, first highlight, Bayern. Yes, Kimmich has possession. Musiala, Mane, 1-0 already, 5 minutes in, and Bayern already lead. Fractionally offside. Oh, surely that's going to be counted as a goal. VAR check. Goal awarded. Delete has possession. Oh, he's lost it to Haaland. Here's Bernardo Silva. Please don't foul him. Please don't foul him. Whew, they've equalized. Bernardo Silva. 1-1. Game on. No problem, no problem. Let's go. Oh my goodness. No penalty. Yes! So only a free kick then. Bernardo. They still went on to score. It might as well have just been a penalty. Oh my goodness. Clear set piece chance there for Man City. It's deadly though. Ruben Diaz. Main man Musiala is injured now, so I do have to figure out how to change him, and indeed Sadio Mane as well. So Thomas Müller is going to play the Trequartista role in this case, and then we'll have Sadio Mane jump out for Kingsley Coman. I think I like Coman playing this role. He's a good left-footed. Yes, very good on the right hand side and on the left. So Coman is going to play in that wing. Musiala off for Choupo-Moting. I kid you not, I mean it. And then Leroy Sané. I might just have to leave him on. So encourage everybody else, and then let's see how these changes go on to affect our game. So we lost the Champions League final to Manchester City. No harm there. I have to admit they're already in the final against Inter Milan, but so far so good. The tactic did go well for us to actually get Bayern into the Champions League final. For starters, it was a good season altogether. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like on it and also to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when more tactic videos do come out here on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.